So this isn't really a review. This is more just a suggestion for you guys that keep aquariums and want to learn a lot. And these are all books by Takashi Amano. And obviously, if you don't know who that is by now, or at least if you've been in the aquariums a long time, you definitely know who he is. But if you're kind of new, in my opinion, at least in everybody's opinion, he's probably one of the greatest aquascapers of all time. He's the reason we even do planet aquariums. Essentially, I mean, not that he created it, but he kind of created the whole nature aquarium type, kind of like what I have going on. Just there, it just wasn't a thing until he came along. Until he made amazing aquariums, it just wasn't a thing. And of course he died back in 2015. So now it's kind of cool to have look back on a lot of his work and a lot of his advice and stuff that he talked about. And so these books are kind of one of the, these two are more different, but this book is really about him. And this one's a pretty expensive one to buy, but I'll have all the links to. I got these all from aquaforest.com, which they just sell a lot of really good stuff. They sell all ADA products and UNES. They're just a really good website for high tech plant tanks. They sell everything possible. But I got these books. This was more the expensive one, but this is the kind of autobiography. Now I wouldn't say that. It does talk about his life, but then it also shows like it just kind of goes through his years and like shows basically all of his main tanks throughout the years. It gives you dates on when he made them, and so I guess yeah, it's kind of an autobiography. It's it just he explains how he does a lot of things, and let's see here if it gets. Yeah, there's a lot of cool pictures of even it's the and this one's actually the most updated. So there is a lot of older ones because this one has the 40. Um, I don't know the exact feet because I know they use it in. I know they go by centimeters. But you guys will recognize this tank, the big tank they did. This was his last tank he did. It was a really big one. But I think it's 40 meters long. But just really cool book. You can just, I mean, it's like a lot of inspiration. He explains a lot of stuff. He explains how he does a lot of his setups. There's a lot of pictures of just nature itself and where he got his inspiration from. And then stuff like this, how to properly lay out the different types of setups, the type escapes, show you a little bit like mountain range. So concave. There's a lot of good information. And he tells you even the golden ratio, all that stuff. And it's this book's a really good book. And if you want to ever learn more, this is the go-to right here. I've already read about 75% of it. I got probably more than yeah. I'm about done with it now. But I'm definitely gonna be reading this multiple times, again and again. But so these next two books, these are all by ADA, but they're just all different. This one's actually probably one that a few people have. But this is the aquatic layout contest. If you guys do a lot of planet aquariums, you probably know they do a contest every year for the best nature aquarium. And I bought this book for just to have an inspiration, and it's really cool. I want to buy them every year now, and I don't know. I might buy the other years too because this book wasn't too bad. I mean, it was pretty expensive, but it wasn't too bad. So I might go back and buy all the other years too, just so I can keep up on them. It'd be cool to have every year, but and I'm also entering this contest this year and for going on future years. Every year I'm gonna apply to this now, but let you guys know that. But it starts off. You open the book. It actually tells you all the countries that apply, that's really cool. I didn't think it'd have all this. And one thing I didn't think it'd have, I thought it was gonna have like the top 20, top 30, something like that. It has every single. It's the top 1,500. Actually, technically 1,600 scapes that they came up with, and I didn't think they'd have that many in here. That was the cool part. Cause so they're just this book I'd recommend to everybody that does planet aquariums. It does a lot. This has so much inspiration. It's just endless. And if you buy it every year, there is just so many inspiration. Obviously it starts off with the grand prize. Josh Shim, you guys probably saw this, and I'm definitely gonna take inspiration from a lot of these top scapes. Yeah, I really like that scape. But and then it goes, 3, 2. Yeah, just look at these. There's just some cool stuff you can look. I mean, you're gonna look at this for years to come on. I mean, this book is nothing. It's not like you can read it and put it away. I mean, this book, I'll be looking at this book from 10 years from now, just looking through it. And there's just always inspiration to this stuff. And then, so a lot of the top tanks have their own like big sections, what plants they used, and all that. Got some really cool setups. That's kind of like what I'm gonna do for my next big tank when I have more rocks. I know there's one that's really like I want to do. Yeah, that's kind of a little better. Just having a bigger rockscape, but having more colored plants in the background. That's kind of not exactly what I'm gonna do, but give you guys an idea. It's another good one. But yeah, like all these black pages are. I think it goes like the top 100 or so have the black pages, which is pretty cool. And then once you get to like the rest of them, they all just have they just put a bunch on one page and they just tell you the size and ranking and where it was made, the country. But look at this. I mean, I'm not gonna go through. I don't want to put a bunch of videos, but look at this. I mean, I don't know how you not have this book. It's just a really cool book to have. Especially if you can get into this book. I think with my next scapes next year, I think I can definitely have a good chance of making the top 1,500 or 1,600. Because especially like, I don't know how many people actually apply, because like for a scape like that to be ranked 1428, I mean, it's a nice scape. It's simple. That's kind of like what my tank is. Just, all foreground and, a couple rocks. And then you take, like, my tank. I think I'm not saying, like, that none of these are bad. Like, all these are, like, super good. But I think just based off some of these that I've seen, I've got a really good chance. Like, there's some that are just like mine. So I think I don't know about this year, but I think I could get in this year's 2020. It'd be really cool, too. But then let's see. And then they have, I didn't see this. Oh, this is how they judge your scape, so it's kind of cool. Gives you a little bit of information about that. And then the final scores. I actually didn't see this part. That's pretty cool. It's all the votes and how they. And then the top winners. They have a whole comment section of what they said and all that, and what other people said about it. So, and the good thing about all these books, they're Japanese and English, so anybody can, as long as you know English or Japanese, you're good. I think they make them in different languages depending on where you live, but at least here it's all English. And then the last book is the ADA product book. This, honestly, I mean, you don't need this, honestly, because you can just go to the website and see what they have. But this was $16, and I mean, you see how big this book is. This is everything that ADA sells, and everything they did have. I mean, and they also give you kind of inspiration. There's a little bit of more tanks to look at, too, in a lot of these. Like, they kind of show products and, cool pictures and stuff of nature. Like, you can see just all the soils, just everything, all the cabinet choices, all the tanks they have. This one's really cool, but kind of looks like my tank. Yeah, just all their products that they have. It's just kind of cool because you never know what everything they have. It's kind of cool just to look through this book and see stuff that you could potentially get that you didn't even know existed. That'd be cool to have. Obviously, that's from their shop probably, but it'd be cool to have like a small version of that where I can set all my. Because in the new house, I definitely want to do, when we set up all these new tanks, I want to do something cool where I can just, set all my stuff and organize it really cool like that. All my fertilizers, and I might do something like that. But I don't want to make this video extremely long, just kind of showing you guys. And it also teaches you too, a little bit. But yeah. So I'd recommend any aquarium person that's really wanting to step up their game, I would say definitely get this one to be your first book. And then this is optional. You don't have to get this, but and both of these are optional. But I would really recommend this if you're doing a lot of escapes. This is just cool to get a lot of see what other people are doing, and it's always good to come up with your own stuff and be unique. But it never hurts to look at how other people do stuff and how you can make yours better and all that. So that's all I gotta really say. But comment, like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.